Hey, it's Aurora with Lavender Hazelwood Witches. Welcome. Where do I start? So for those of you who are new and don't know about Morley's Friend Fund, it is a fund that I created in honor of my latest pooch named Morley. He was a special needs dog, and if you've backtracked through any of my videos, you may have seen him being wheeled around in a wagon. And he passed this June. So in honor of him, I made a fund to help other animals with. This is accessible through my Patreon page through certain tiers, or if you wanted to do just a one-time donation to the organization we end up choosing, you can help out that way too. So what we do via Patreon is when you sign up for certain tiers on Patreon, part of your membership goes to 50% goes to Morley's Friend Fund. And then when we get to $100, we choose who we get to support, and that $100 will be given away on the full moon of that month. We are $85. Next month we will have crossed the $100 threshold, which I'm really excited about. The full moon is on the 9th. So I gotta get cracking here. And this is where you come in because I need your help. I have collected 7 organizations that are possibilities for this $100 to go to. And we need to narrow it down. So what I'm gonna do is ask you to vote via poll on my community page. I'll put the link below. And then we will narrow it down there, and I will take it back to my patrons, and we will then do a poll there and see who comes out on top. So now I'm gonna give you a rundown of the organizations that we laid out on the table, and I can't wait to see what your thoughts are on these. These are in no particular order. I'm going to go through them with as much information that I think is important, but try and also get through this in a timely manner as well. First one is called Lucky Animal Protection Shelter, or LAPS. They are in Pakistan, and they were affected by the floods that have recently ravaged Pakistan. Ziba Masood is the woman who runs the shelter, and her mission is to provide temporary shelter to stray and injured animals while reducing animal overpopulation. If you know anything about Pakistan, they have a lot of stray animals running around, and most of them are unwanted and uncared for. People treat them very badly. So this particular shelter is a haven for the few that they can help. In the flash flood that happened, she was able to save, I think, all of her animals. They spent the night trudging through the water, boating them out, carrying them out, and the ones that they couldn't, they put on top of their shelter on the roof and went back the next morning to get them. Links to their Facebook and Instagram and GoFundMe links are in the description below. And on to the next one. So the next one is called Lux Paws. This is Lux Paws in Los Angeles. It is a group of volunteers that come together and do trap, neuter, release, or TNR, for homeless cats, and they rescue kittens on the east side of Los Angeles. So what they do is they stop cats from breeding, and they vaccinate them so that they are not passing along all these deadly diseases and dying horrible deaths. In the last 9 years, they've managed to fix 12,000 cats on just the east side of Los Angeles. If you know anything about Los Angeles is one of the major hubs in the country for unwanted animals. It's Los Angeles, New York, Miami, and Texas. I mean, Texas as an actual state. Those are the places in the US that need the most help right now. This is all volunteers, people in the streets, people doing it out of their goodwill. Next, we have the Kevin P. Clinton Wildlife Center at Penitentiary Glen Reservation. They are in Kirtland, Ohio. Their goal is to rehabilitate local wildlife and then release them back into the wild. If they're injured and can't go back into the wild, they have a safe spot to live with them. They also hold workshops and educate children at their center. Okay, next, Mercy for Animals. There's no place that I'm going to say Mercy for Animals is. It's sort of like PETA. It's that big and that well known, and that's the kind of work that they do. Mercy for Animals is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. They are highly recognized as one of the world's most effective charities in working to end the exploitation of animals for food. They work to expose and end the abuse of animals in factory farms. They do things like legislation. They do massive fundraising. They do corporate fundraising. They have their fingers in quite a lot of more legislative and investigative stuff. So when it comes to law and when it comes to changing society for animals in a bigger, more cohesive way, they're taking on that huge responsibility. I'm not saying any of these are small, but this is a massive task, what they do, which is why they're so big. Next is Mutt Scouts. They're out of San Diego. And I should say San Diego, California. Mutt Scouts is a 501c3 nonprofit dog rescue dedicated to helping homeless, abused, and abandoned dogs. They are committed to providing proper socialization, training, and medical care for each animal, no matter the cost. And while they are focused on rescuing in Southern California a lot of dogs from Los Angeles, they even do cats sometimes, they also have rescue partners that are in Mexico, and they pull in a lot of street dogs from Mexico and find them homes here. Again, all links are in the description below for more information. Okay, now we've got Tiny Lions. Tiny Lions is in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and they work with the Humane Society of Huron Valley. Tiny Lions is a cat cafe, and they take cats from the Humane Society and give them a temporary place to live, and they get to socialize and they get to hang out with people who come and, utilize a cat cafe. So they provide a clean cafe, not only for the cats, but also for people to hang out with them. And since opening in May 2016, Tiny Lions has found over 2,100 cats loving homes. And last but not least, we have the Movement for Compassionate Living. They are out of the UK. They promote ecological veganism through information that you can find in leaflets, booklets, their website, and also in journals that they publish. The overall philosophy is compassionate living is about making connections between the way we live and the way others suffer. They say we must extend our compassion to all life, to humans who suffer increasingly worldwide from starvation, disease, warfare, and exploitation, to wildlife that suffers as a result of the destruction of natural habitats, and to the whole environment on which the health of all life depends. So there you have it. These are the 7 organizations that have been put on the table. So what I would like for you to do now is, if you have any questions, you can check out their websites, their Instagram, their Facebook. All of the information is in the description box. And then there is also a link, or you can just go to my community tab and there will be a poll there. And I will have a poll that I will leave up for the next few days. What's today? Till, let's say, Tuesday. That would be October 4th. And then I will take the organizations that I've chosen there and then narrow it down one last time with the patrons on Patreon. Something I'm really passionate about is being a voice for animals that don't have one. Something that has always bugged me ever since I was a child was when I heard about unnecessary suffering for people and for animals. Animals have my heart because they haven't done anything wrong, and they basically take the brunt of human activity. People do too. We're doing it to ourselves, but they don't have a voice to complain. We always win. I definitely feel as if our world needs to find a way to come into balance. And the best model we have to live in balance and in harmony is from Indigenous people. So I'm going to get off my soapbox, but I'd love for you to hop on board. I'm really excited to be able to launch this and have you guys come along for the ride and create guardianship for the most vulnerable on the planet.